Hello everybody, and welcome back to another video. Today I want to talk you through the best ways to level up. This video is releasing the day that two Arcana, Sacred Guardian and Explosive Vanguard, are coming out in the NA region, so I know there's going to be a lot of interest in the best ways to do this. As I'm recording this, I don't have the master plan bonuses, but you can imagine for yourselves how effective these strategies are during those events. A lot of the effects I'm going to mention today have very limited duration, typically an hour, so before we start, we want to make sure we can make the most of that hour. Having the rebirth potions or forgetful potion you plan to use on hand before we start is highly recommended. We also want to choose our method before we start. I'll go over the two primary methods of getting to level 200 quickly in this video. The first method will be running the 3 orb rooms in Revived Illusion and then exiting the mission. The second method is using an elite Baltain pass for the mission Nowhere to Run. You want to make sure you have at least one Pact Do and Run available for the week, or have enough Nowhere to Run elite passes to satisfy the number of rebirths you plan to do. Nowhere to Run doesn't get you to level 200 by itself, so you're going to need some other stuff to get you to level 200. But during the master plan, it's uncapped, so you can get to level 200, and if you have VIP, then you'll be able to get to 200 once a day. But there are some other methods to get you to level 200 once you get to level 150, such as selling items that appear in dungeon runs that give experience when sold to an NPC. You can see these are denoted by the outline around the item itself. And another method is using experience fruit. Now that we've gone over the methods, let's talk about experience boosts, and there's a lot of them. And I'd consider most of these optional, but when combined, they have a massive effect on how much experience we're actually getting. So let's go over the repeatable and constant effects first. The first one I want to go over is the Festival Souvenir Bona Robe. These are a little bit rare at this point, but they came through from an event a while back, and it gives a 10% combat experience boost. So if you can get your hands on one, or if a friend has one that they're willing to lend you, you can easily get this 10% combat experience boost. Another one that recently came out, and this is one that you won't be able to obtain if you don't have it already, is the Branches of the Mabinogi outfit. It gives a 20% combat experience boost, just for having it equipped. Another effect that you can use to get experience is using the Grandmaster Cleric in a party. So this only applies if you're in a party of 2 or more players. Of note, when you create a party for this, you want to make sure that the experience sharing rule is set to all to finish. Another way to get combat experience is with doll bags. The 3 bags that Blanded gives you give you a 10% combat experience bonus when summoned together. So you need to summon all 3 bags to get the combat experience bonus. It's a hidden stat on those items. Another bag that does it is a Talvish, Avalon, and Altum bag. And then I know the Fern bag also gives combat experience. You can also transfer the Blanded bags through the bank tab, so if you don't have them anymore, you can start a new character, get them from Blanded, and then put them in the bank, so you have access to that experience boost. Another experience boost that we can have consistently is going to be Combat VIP. The combat experience bonus from Combat VIP is like a decent bonus, and it's always on as long as you have VIP, and I know we're getting combination VIP for everybody during this master plan event. Another bonus that we can get consistently is Divine Link. So if we go here to the Crusader skill tab, and we have our Divine Link under G20, Enlightened Vision, when you level it up, goes all the way up to 45% bonus experience gain while you're Divine Linked to a pet. Now let's talk about consumables, and this is where we're going to run into the time limits. So we have the experience potions. So we have Combat 2x experience potion, Lodeka Combat 4x experience potions, and like 4x experience potions. There's also 5x experience potions, but none of these will stack together, so you have to pick one, and I would recommend using the ones that expire first, obviously. Another item that you could get is a Yellow Prism that gives you 2x combat experience for an hour, and there's variants that give you 2x combat experience for half an hour from Prism selection boxes. Another consumable item that you could have are titles. So these are event titles, such as Always Together from the current event. This one will give some experience here. And then there's also the Blanded's Bestie title that you could get on a new character, and Receiver of Now's Blessing title, which isn't available anymore, but it's something that Legacy players might have sitting around, or you could find on the auction house, potentially. I don't think the title bonuses stack. We're going to try it, but I don't think it's going to work. the last item that we're going to be drinking to get combat experience is the Elixir of Happiness. This is a 3x combat experience boost, but it also gives you 3 times AP. A lot of these AP bonuses don't stack with other bonus AP bonuses. Bonus AP bonuses. You get what I'm saying. But you can also get bonus AP from Orange Prisms and from Gemini Balloons. And I'll actually use the Gemini Balloon here just to show you what that's like. And then the last bonus that I want to talk about is the Park Bus XP bonus, which is the same as the Great Mood bonus, which you can get for sitting in Festia for 10 minutes. So we'll use that for the first run. Alright, now that we have all the bonuses all lined up, and we've talked our way through this, let's go ahead and get started here. So I'm going to start with rebirthing. And it doesn't matter what talent I select, because this won't be my final rebirth. I'm going to be doing this a few times here to demonstrate. So we'll just pick whatever we click first. That works. Okay. And now our level is at level 1, and we're going to go ahead and start our consumable journey. 24,000 AP exactly right now. So let's go ahead and we're going to use the 4x. Oh, interesting. There was another bonus that I forgot to mention, which was the Palala Embrace. Oh, that's funny. I didn't know that did that. So there's also a Palala Embrace that can give you a combat experience bonus, but it's a random effect that you get from it. You can't really tell which one you're going to get. And this is good information to know, actually. It doesn't stack with combat XP potions, apparently. So that's interesting to know. Good to find out. So we'll just set those aside for now. We don't need to use those. I'm going to use the Receiver and Now's Blessing here. And set this as our base title. We'll use the Yellow Prism and then the Elixir. Let's equip our balloon first because that one lasts for 30 days. Go ahead and put that on. We're going to activate the ability. This gives us a bonus. So you'll see here it gives AP obtained when leveling up ×2. It also works for exploration levels, which is interesting here. So we're going to activate the ability. We're going to activate this. Yes. We're going to chug the prism. We're going to chug the doesn't stack with Gemini. Okay. Orange Prism does not stack with Gemini Balloon. Noted. We're finding out all sorts of stuff today. And then we're going to go in to Revived Illusion Hard. Now we'll go ahead and get our Divine Link bonus, and our Doll Bags, and our Jabari Bus. So we'll get on the bus, use the Jabari Bus. Oh, it's 100% combat XP. Nice, okay. And then Doll Bag, and it doesn't matter what pet we use. We'll use Divine Link here. Should be pretty common that people have a astrologer skill set that is strong enough to defeat tech doing mobs. So we're at level 129 after the first room. I know using a 4x combat experience boost with the same effects rather than the 2x from Palala Embrace got me to 160 after the first room. So this might be a little bit slower. 148. $157. Yep. And we're 162. And now that we've done the 3 rooms, what was that 2? I don't remember. We exited already. Doesn't matter. We just go back in. We just go back in. Makes it pretty easy. Pull and embrace is actually messing itself a bit. It should be much faster than this. There we go, level 200. So what we're going to do now is actually just get ourselves to level 60. So we'll use Forgetful Potion, and just chug a few of these to get ourselves to level 60. There we go, 61. And now we can go do the Baltain mission. If you're doing this during Master Plan, you'll already have the level 60 bonus from the Master Plan to jump you straight to level 60, so you can do this right away. So we're going to go into Nowhere to Run, Elite, and commence the mission, and we're going to use the Expiring Pass. And you want to make sure that you use your 3x Baltain Crystal. I already have one on right now, so we're good on that front. And this is just, you just kill a bunch of mobs until you level up to level 200. As you see, this is pretty quickly. We're 150 already. And because I have VIP, I have the uncap once a day, so I can keep going. Normally that would be where you would have to stop. $200. And there we go. That's level 200 with Baltain mission. And then do double. See, we're level 178 just from that. Level 200. Off of one room. There we go. Once you hit a critical mass of XP modifiers, like you hit the right number, then it's just one room. You get to level 200. Send us in Midenz. Pet. And then summon the dolls. And this is the last rebirth potion. And don't worry, these were expiring in like 11 hours, so I had to use them or lose them. That was kind of the deal here. I wish I could have carried them over to use them for the Arcana, but that's not gonna be the case. Unfortunately. But that's okay. And now I'm going to farm. Hat, and leave it on link. Seconds for the doll bags. Four seconds. There we go. And level 200. And that's how you level up. That's how you level up in Mabinogi.